what's up? So this is week 22 and this is the second move of the day. And the reason why I'm doing two moves of the day today, well, the first move of the day is a really simple idea that I was able to go through relatively quickly. And also, instead of choreography today, I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to do for a while, and that is I'm going to brush you up on what we do in the footwork style course. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few practicing techniques to simplify everything you've learned in the footwork style course. Okay, actually not everything you learned, but a few simple ideas basically that are interconnected with each other in the footwork style course. I'll go over instead of the choreography today. Okay, but this is the second move of the day, and today I'm going to be going over basically a little bit. I'm going to go more in depth into how I spin. Okay, I've done a tutorial before on spinning, but apparently it's helped some people learn, but people want more details. Okay, so here's more details in what I do when I spin, and it might work for you, maybe it works for only me, but who knows, it's worth a shot. Okay, so here are a few things that you want to do before you start. Okay, so the relationship between your shoes and the floor is very, very important. Okay, just because you know how to spin doesn't mean that you're going to spin well in every situation. Now, there are people out there that look like they can spin on anything, but I bet you there is an optimal way to spin for them, and there's kind of like times when it gives them a little bit of trouble because of the either the floor or their shoes. Okay, so for me, I can spin relatively well, but when it comes to like other floors like Marley and the shoes that are a little bit more rubbery, like my Air Max 90s. So Air Max 90s plus Marley equals no spinning for me. Okay, so even I don't spin like in every situation. Okay, so that's one thing to remember. So if your floor isn't slick or your shoes aren't slick, you might want a little bit of help. And the things you can use on the floor, maybe talcum powder. Talcum powder is very, like baby powder. It's very popular amongst house dancers to use baby powder on their shoes to make it a little bit more slippery. But be very, very careful with that because you could pretty much slip and fall. Okay, so be very careful with baby powder. Some people, they just put baby powder on one side of the floor, kind of put their feet in it, and then go spin somewhere else. Okay, and another thing is on linoleum, a little bit of WD-40 could work. Something to slick it up with. Okay, but be very careful with that as well. Okay, so basically the first thing, you want your floor or your shoes or both to be smooth, and you want to be able to spin on it. Okay, so you want to be able to feel that you can spin on something without getting your knees pulled. Okay, because the torque of spinning and your knees, or not your knees, but your feet sticking to the ground is enough to injure your knees. Okay, so be very careful. All right, now that we got that over with, another thing that you'd want to do is spot. Okay, learn how to spot. And to spot, basically, you try to look at one place in front of you, maybe on the floor in front of you, or either like just straight on or on the floor. Just look there. Okay, and with your eyes, basically, you're going to look as long as possible at your subject before you turn your head. Okay, so you're going to go like this, like I'm still looking, and when I can't look anymore, I'm going to turn my head really quick, and then I'm going to look again. Okay, and then I'm going to keep spinning, and then I'm going to look again, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so basically that's spotting. Okay, so keeping your vision at something that is static in front of you, okay, will basically help you with your balance and keep you from getting dizzy. Okay, now if you don't spot, you have a higher chance of getting dizzier or dizzy. Okay, dizzier, whatever. Alright, so make sure you spot. So make sure the floor is slick or your shoes are slick, okay, and spot. Alright? Okay, now that we have those things, let's get started finally, okay? Alright, so to get into spinning, we've been doing this a lot because we spin a lot in like the choreography and stuff, but you want to set up, okay? And to set up, you just drop down on the floor and you choose a side, okay? You either choose this side or that side, whichever side you think you're comfortable with, okay? So basically you kind of lunge into one side or another, okay? Now for here, the bent foot is the one that you're going to be spinning on, okay? Like this. So if I change it over here, I'd be spinning on this foot, this leg, okay? So this is my spinning leg right here. This is what I'm good with, okay? So this is the one that's going to be bent. So I'm going to set up like that, okay? With my weight over that foot, all right? So my weight is over this foot. This foot is just behind me, okay? Most of my weight is here, okay? So what I'm going to do now is, at the same time that I'm setting up, I'm going to wind up, all right? I'm winding up, boom. So I'm twisting here because I'm going to be spinning this way. So I'm twisting here before I spin here, okay? Now, here's another little detail. It's about getting your center of gravity back, okay? You can just do this and then spin, okay? But it's a little bit harder, particularly for me. It's a little bit harder to just do that because what you're doing is it's kind of like there's really no quick way of getting your center of gravity back. You're setting up and then you're trying to spin and then, you know, it's not as fast as doing this, okay? Doing this. Basically hopping off this leg and bringing it inwards and then spinning at the same time. So wind up and then bring this leg inwards until it's here. Okay, so you're bringing it under you, under your body, okay? To get your center of gravity back. So you're setting up. So when you're setting up, even though your weight is above this knee, really, most of your weight is still here in the center, okay? It's really over here. So what you want to do is you want to bring this leg back over here by doing a quick hop while you're starting your spin, like this, okay? So we're going to set up on the 8. We're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, all right? And then on the 1, we're going to bring this leg in with a small hop onto the ball, okay? You don't want to land on your heel, all right? Because the heel, if you land on your heel, it just shocks you all the way up from your heel all the way up to your spine. You don't want to do that, okay? So you want to land on the ball. It's a softer landing, okay? So we're going to wind up, bring it in on the 1, okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, okay? So you see that? I brought it in while I started spinning. So one thing you'll notice about me when I started spinning is I brought my leg up in this 4 position, okay? Well, this would be a 4, okay? Right? Okay, so I bring it up in this position, all right? So we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, and then on the 1, bring your leg in like this while bring this leg in like this while bringing this leg in like this. So you bring it in together, okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, all right? So let's try it again. Spot, bring your legs in, okay, and do the hop. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. All right? So for me, here's what happens, okay? I start my spin on the ball, but to keep my balance, sometimes I'll end up on the heel. Basically, for me, it's an improvisational thing, okay? So I'm improvising to keep my balance. So I'll either go I'll start on my ball, but sometimes I'll end up on my heel if that's where my weight is going, and that's basically like if that's what's going to keep me spinning, then I'll do that, okay? You got to do what it takes to be able to keep spinning, okay? So you're gonna have to like just kind of switch where your weight is, okay? Whatever's convenient. All right, so let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. All right? All right, so that's the harder spin actually. What I'm doing is I'm using this and I'm using the set, I'm setting up and then I'm spinning on one foot and I'm trying to do multiple spins on one foot like that. Okay? And like I said before, I start on the ball, but sometimes I'll end up on the heel. Okay? If you've got more balance than me, you can stay on the ball the whole time. You don't have to go to your heel. I just go to my heel whenever I start losing balance and I want to keep spinning. Okay? But do what it takes, like I said. Okay? So let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Alright? So, you'll notice I went on my heel a couple of times there, or back and forth between the ball and heel. So let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Alright? So, I was spotting. I was spinning on one foot. I think that was my best spin yet. Actually, with this spin, this spin is tough for me. I usually never use this in like a performance because it's just unpredictable for me, okay? But practice it. That's one way to spin, okay? The other way that I spin is the one I use most of the time, like 95% of the time. This is the spin I use, okay? And that is the two-footed spin. And basically what I do is after a fraction of a turn, I'll put my other foot down to balance myself, okay? So I don't have to balance on just one foot. I use two. And it starts out the same. It starts out the same. Still set up, still bring both legs in. But after, like I said, like after a fraction of a turn, I put my other leg down and I spin on both feet like this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 1. Okay, let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Alright? So what happens there? Here's what happens. Okay? This is a very different spin from the first one. For me, this is the way I do it. Now it may work for you, it may not, but it's worth trying, okay? So, I start out the same way. I come in on the ball, and what happens is I spin, and about halfway when I'm facing the back, I'll put my foot down onto the ball. And then I try my best to spin on both feet, okay? And really the weight goes back and forth. I don't really know where, I think most of my weight is really on, most of it ends up on this foot right here, the one that goes down. The one that goes down takes over, okay? And then I spin on the ball of that while I end up on the heel of the original foot. So I go like this, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. See? This one ends up on the heel, and then this one is on the toe, okay? So let's try it again, 5, 6, 7, 8, or let me try it again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. See? I put the ball down, this one goes to the heel. Now that's the way I do it. I'm not even sure if anybody else does that, okay? That's just my way of basically improvising and making sure that I'm able to keep spinning, okay? I'm going to try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, okay? And then a lot of the times actually, this foot ends up taking over for the spin. So I end up really spinning on this foot, while this is kind of like the balance foot. So I end up kind of like spinning like that, okay? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, see? But on that one, I spun on both, okay? See, that one I spun on both. So I use both feet on that one. And like I said, it's all about improvising to make sure that you keep spinning, okay? So don't think of it as a a concrete thing that you have to do, okay? So if you have to go on your right or your left, it doesn't matter. Do what it takes to make sure you keep spinning, okay? So go back and forth between ball, heel, right, left, okay? and just keep trying. You'll find your way basically after a while. You'll find your kind of like an optimal way for you to spin. All right. So let's try it again. Okay. Let's go 8, and then on the 1, jump in. Okay. And then on the end count, put your foot down. Okay. So we're gonna go 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's try it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So put your foot down on the end count. Okay. 8. 1 and 2. Okay. All right. And then just keep spinning. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? All right, so basically that's my technique, okay? It's basically, it's not something for me that I ever really perfected in one way, but it's something that I perfected so that I can improvise within it, okay? And, you know, whatever works for you. If you think having it one concrete way is what works for you, if you're able to do that, then do that, okay? But if you're having trouble keeping your balance, you might want to try just about everything you can to keep your balance, okay? Which is what I do. All right? And that is the second move of the day, spins. All right, see you later.